Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, where I learned this truth from. Much respect to the brothers that are out there preaching and teaching the truth worldwide across the four corners of the earth. Peace and salutations to the Akim and Akwaf that might be listening to this lesson on today. This is your brother Abad Yabah, coming through with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And the title of my lesson is Being a Servant. Now, servant is defined as a devoted and helpful follower or supporter. Yahweh Shai was the blueprint for being an awesome servant unto Yahweh by the things that he did on this earth, just preaching and teaching and spreading the good news, the gospel, unto all that would be able to receive it, and he went through a lot, but the blessing of it, for him to be right back in the place that he was when he was sent down, to be here among us, is more than what we could ever ask for. We look at Yahweh Shai as being the awesome big brother that he was and is today. But he had to sacrifice to come down here for us to be in the place that we are today. And he served while he was here. And if we want to be like him, if we want to be what he set forth as who he was while he was here, then we have to be servants ourselves. So without further ado, I'm going to go into the scriptures. And the first scripture I have is Proverbs 11:25. And it reads, it says, "The liberal soul shall be made fat, and he that watereth shall be watered also himself." So what we learn is by being a blessing to others, we'll be blessed ourselves, and being generous, not being selfish in that blessing to others. If we see a brother in need, if we see a brother that we can help, then we do so without hesitation or reservation, because it's not about us, and if we look at it as what can we gain out of it and being selfish about it, then how do we expect to be blessed because of it? And we don't go into it with the mindset of being blessed because of it, but we do it because we know that's the right thing to do. That's the righteous thing to do. And if we are righteous, if our mind is focused on being righteous daily, then we just jump into it. We jump into doing the work as Yahweh Shai did when he was here. He wasn't trying to figure out, or be strategic in what his work was. He just did the work. And that should be our mindset as well. Which brings me to Matthew 25:21. And it reads, it says, "His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord." So when we do what we need to do, when we take care of the things that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai has sent us forth to do, tasked us to do, then we look forward to that day where, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai will say, "Well done, thy good and faithful servant." We want to hear that. That's why we do the work we do, because there is a reward in it that we don't look at as far as our motivation. Our motivation is the salvation, but we want to also hear that. We also want to be crowned at the end of the day. We also want to, be able to be what Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai wants from us as being his children, and we know that the more that we do faithfully and do it diligently, he's going to give us more, because he knows that we'll be able to take care of those particular things that he's entrusted us with. And a lot of people you know, feel like it's a burden because Yahweh Shem Yahshua gives them more. But you have to also look at it as if you were doing well with a little bit, and he continually give you more, it's because he knows that you're going to take care of those particular things. So don't complain about it. Just continue to do the great work that you're doing. Look at yourself as being one of his faithful workers, one of his better workers, his better servants. You know what I'm saying? To do the job and do it well, and know that he'll entrust you with more. Because Yahweh Shem Yahshua is not a fool, and he doesn't look at things like we look at things, but he knows who can do what, and he knows who's going to do well with it. So if you only have a few things, then you need to start working on those few things that you have in order for him to entrust you with more. This is a blessing to be able to serve Yahweh Shem Yahshua, to walk this earth and be, a servant. Some might look at the title and say, I don't want to be a servant, but what do you expect to be? This is not our rest, and it's not about the title. It's about doing the work. And if you're more focused on doing the work and doing what is required of you and doing what you're blessed to do each and every day, then it wouldn't matter what you're being called. It'll be matter. What will matter is in the end when he's blessing you, in every day that he's blessing you with more, and when the time that it comes to where it gets hard and it seems like you can't see a way out of it, when he blesses you out of that situation because of him knowing that he can entrust you with more. He knows that you're going to take care of the things that he's required of you. So being a good servant, it has its reward, it has its blessing, but we have to know how to be a good servant. We have to know that it's not about us. Take us out of it. And knowing that it's going to be sometimes where it's long nights and you don't have time to do what you might want to do, but the blessing is what makes it more than worth it. So we just have to focus our mind on the task at hand and focus our mind on the salvation that's in the end. We're almost out of here. And not that matters so much as knowing that we're doing it unto our Father, and not, for this wicked kingdom that we're in right now. And I don't want to ramble on, but I just want to make sure that, the point is being made. So I'm going to Mark 9:35, and it reads and it says, he sat down and called the 12 and saying unto them, if any man desire to be first, the same shall be last of all and servant of all. So when Yahushua sat down with the disciples, he was trying to explain to them, that whoever wants to lead must be able to take the importance off himself and be able to help out, those that are under him. You know what I'm saying? A good leader is also one that can bring up those that are under him. A good leader is going to make sure that everybody is able to be self-sufficient. So he's going to do whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? He's going to put in just as much, time in things that he's requiring of them, because he want to make sure that they're able to do what is needed to be done and do it in a sufficient manner, and not to where they're, going out and doing things and not being fully equipped to deal with the things that may be required of them. Yahushua was an excellent example, and we have to understand that he didn't just make things about him. He didn't make it to where only he could do things, but he made sure that those that were under him, his disciples, understood the task and the task at hand, and that they will be able to complete it because he took time with them. He washed their feet. You know what I'm saying? He did things to let them know that it wasn't about him. It was about, you know, preaching and teaching the word and making sure that the good news got spread, and that he was about his father's business. It wasn't about him. And we got to do the work. And Luke 14:23, and it reads, it says, "And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled." So we know what the highways and hedges is, and we know who are out there. Servants of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the men of the Lord, you know what I'm saying, out there doing the work, making sure that those of the elect here, making sure that those that want to receive the good word, the good news, Salakia, the good news, and the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that they're able to hear it. You know, and it brings to the forefront what this is really all about. You know what I'm saying? The work needs to be done. The work has to be done. If it wasn't for the brothers out there preaching and teaching and prophesying and letting, you know, all of us that are in this truth know, you know, whether we do the street teaching or not, but it's about the word getting spread, you know, across the four corners of the earth. Because without the brothers out there doing that, without the word being spread, then we wouldn't know how to deal with even the times that we're in, which prophecies need to be fulfilled until, you know, the end come, or how we should maneuver in and be able to go about our way when the time comes to where things are going to get worse, you know, and we're in those times to where things are just getting worse by the day, and we're not in any way fearful of that, because we know that things have to happen for us to go into the kingdom, for Yahushua to come back. So we're just rejoicing in the thought that we know we have we have been forewarned of things to come, and we are comforted in knowing that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to take care of his children. So it's not about a fear of man. It's about us fearing Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that we take care of our business, you know what I'm saying, and not worry about this world itself, because this is not our rest anyway. So the things of this world, yeah, things are going to pass away, but we know that we're going into the new kingdom. We know that we're going to get new bodies. We know that everything that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has promised us is going to come to fruition, but we have to do our part, and part of that is being servants. John 12:26 reads, it says, "If any man serve me, let him follow me, and where I am, there shall also my servant be. If any man serve me, him will my Father honor." So the disciples were everywhere that Yahushua was, and there was a point, you know what I'm saying, that he made sure those that really, you know, were close to him were around him, you know, and we are following his lead right now. So we're doing the work as he did. We're doing the things that he did, preaching and teaching the word, spreading the gospel, spreading the good news, letting it be known, the things, blowing the trumpet, warning the people, making sure and that we are doing the things that are required of us, and we're serving, you know, and therefore, you know, Yahweh is gonna honor, you know, those that are doing that. You know, he's gonna bless them. You know, he's gonna bless us, and those that are hopeful, we know what that entails. You know, so we have to understand who we are and who we belong to, and that it's not about anything but serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and that's taking care of business. You know what I'm saying? No matter who we are, you know, the apostles have already set that groundwork, you know, 30 years plus ago, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, learning and teaching and bringing forth the word to where even to this day, we understand our purpose We understand that we supposed to, take care of business. It's about Yahweh Shem Yahshua, putting him first in everything that we do, and serving him all the day long, and that comes with, uh, a long day sometimes, putting forth lessons, street teaching, studying. It's a lot to it, and some may only see, the camps on their particular days, but it's the behind the scenes things that you have to do, the things that you have to take care of day in and day out, so that we understand that it's not about us, you know what I'm saying? But we are definitely required to do the work and make sure that we are diligent and that we're mindful that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is watching, and we want him to be we want him to be proud of us. We want him to show his approval to the things that we do and that we've done. Galatians 5:13 is my next scripture. And it reads, it says, "For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty, which is freedom. Only use not that freedom, liberty, for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another." So we're not using, the freedom that we have to do things in a carnal way. We're using it in a righteous way, that we might be a blessing to our brothers, that we may be able to help out, in ways that, spiritually, whether it be financially or whatever the case may be, that we help out our brother, our fellow brother, use that time wisely. And it's not about just doing, things that are pleasing unto our flesh. So therefore it's saying, that when we said use not liberty for an occasion, to the flesh, just to satisfy your flesh, using that time to study, using that time to, pray, using that time to do the work itself, but also if your brother is in need, you're there to help them out, to serve. So that scripture, it should resonate with our spirit, let us know that. It's like we have to take care of business with the time that we have, use our time wisely, because he's given us that freedom to do the things that we are able to do. And that brings me to Philippians 2:5-7, and it reads, it says, let this mind be in you, which was also in Hamashiach Yahushua, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. So Yahushua came here, even though he was at the right side, the right hand of Yahweh, and he was in a great place. He didn't hesitate, to come down here and take the form, the human form that we were in, basically downgrading himself, to where we are, to do the things that was necessary for him to get us in a rightful place with the Father. He didn't have to. He relinquished, all his godlike abilities. Yes, he did miracles and things while he was here, but what I'm saying is that he he downgraded himself just to be here amongst us and to help us out. He humbled himself, and he could have many times escaped the fact of him being crucified and basically humiliated in front of everyone, how they did him on the day of his crucifixion. But he didn't. He took his job seriously. He took his servitude unto the Father seriously, and that's what we should do each and every day. And it wasn't about him. He didn't make it about himself. When it came time for him to do what he did, and he came down here, he didn't worry about anything. He just came here, did his job. He gave up his position, and he came here and became, a servant, in human form, and did what he had to do. And every day lived as a human, didn't take, anything from that and made it, something easier for himself, because he could have done that. He rode on a donkey, he didn't ride on a horse, he didn't make himself rich, he didn't make himself anything but a servant unto you. How about Shemi Awashai? And that's how we should live. We shouldn't worry about the material things. We shouldn't worry about, this here or that there. All we should worry about is doing the work, being about our Father's business, and standing on that daily, because that's what a servant is all about. And I'm going to end off with this scripture here, because it is something that is required of us as well, for us to be a good servant. 2 Timothy 2:15, and it reads, it says, study to show thyself approval unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Because that's what's going to get us stronger. That's what's going to allow us to be the best servants we can be, by studying, by learning the things that we must be in order to, that is required of us in order for us to be the true servants that we need to be and that we're required to be each and every day, and to bless others while doing so, because it's all about our Father's business. And for us to be the servants that we need to be every day, we have to study, we have to pray for the things that we don't have, and we have to fast in order for us to overcome the things that are coming against us. So with that being said, that's the conclusion of my lesson. I pray that all that were listening were edified. And as always, I give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakakadash. And to my next lesson, Shalom.